Good evening, beautiful people. And here is the second version of the first video that I recorded about Tuesday night's homework. I'm going to go through this really quickly. So first of all, remember, we're going over division now. And so the standard that goes with this is fluently divide multi-digit whole numbers up to 4-digit dividends and 2-digit divisors no greater than 25 to solve practical problems. Remember, the dividend is being divided. The divisor is doing the dividing, and the quotient is what the answer to this problem, okay? The remainder here is 0 in this specific problem. And so I'm just going to go through really quickly. On Monday, we talked about divisibility rules, okay? So 2, a number is divisible by 2 if the last digit is even. 3 if the sum of the digits is divisible by 3. 4 if the last digits from a number form a number that is divisible by 4, and so on and so forth. I won't even bore you with the details anymore because we don't have that type of time, okay? All right. Also, the kids said that I don't speak to them often in these videos. I'm usually talking to the parents, so I will talk to the kids today. You, the student, should have received a divisibility rules worksheet that looks like this, which has the shortened version of the divisibility rules, but you also should have them written in your journal. So if Miss Lovett, hint, hint, were to give a quiz, and I said you can use your notebook, then you should have this written in your notebook, in your journal, okay? It may be open journal. I don't know. Maybe. Hint, hint, okay? All right, so Monday, this was your homework for Monday, divisibility rules number 2. We did divisibility rules number 1 in class, so let's move on, okay? Hopefully you didn't have too many problems with this. If you did, use the first page as a reference guide. Use your journal as a reference guide. Use this form right here. Screenshot it right now. Click. Got it. All right. Yes. So Tuesday night's homework was involving the area model. Okay. So we used the area model in multiplication, and now we are using it in division also. So let's get to it. Nothing to it but to do it, right? Okay. So, for this first one here, we should be able to tell if 846 is divisible by 9. How can we tell? Our divisibility rules, right? Let's start there. So our divisibility rules tell us if if this number should be divisible by 9. So first things first, and I don't remember what my colors were before because I really was just winging it. So remember that this is our dividend. It is being divided. This is our divisor. It is doing the dividing. I'm writing dividing. Divisor. And what we are looking for is our quotient. That is going to be the answer. Quotient. Okay, so this is what we're looking for. What is the answer to this problem? So the first thing that I'm going to do is I am going to actually add up these numbers because my rule tells me on my previous paper that if I add the digits, I also realized that some of you don't know what digits are. Let's talk about digits. Digits are individual numbers that make up another number. A digit is anything that is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, or 9. Way back in the day, okay, back in the 1900s, people would say, let me give you my digits, which is like the numbers in your phone number. So a digit is a number. Digits are multiple numbers. So if I am looking to add up the digits in a number, specifically 864, then I would be adding 8 plus 4 plus 6, adding that up and seeing if that number is divisible by 9. So 8 plus 4 is 12. 12 plus 6 is 18, as we know. Is 18 divisible by 9? Let's see. 8 divided by 9 is equal to what? What can I multiply times 9 and get 18? You got it, 2. So that checks out. 18 is divisible by 9. So that means we should have no remainder once we do our area model. Okay? We don't have to write anything in standard form yet. The answer that we are looking for is going to be in standard form. I know that was our first rule when we multiplied. But unlike that, our first rule is we're going to skip to step 2. We're just going to draw the area model box. Okay? So let's do it. We're going to draw our rectangle. Okay. And I think I used 2 on this one. If I need to add another one, I will. I'm just going to put 1 here for now. Okay. So our dividend goes here inside the box. And our divisor goes to the left of the box. Just like if we were going to write this in traditional long division, we would write 9,846. Okay. So 846 goes inside the box, our dividend, and 9, our divisor, goes outside of the box. Okay. And so we want to think in hundreds or in tens. Okay. So my first thought is 9 times 100 is 900. That is entirely too large. 900 is actually larger than our number. So we need to shift down a little bit. Okay. I'm not going to go down to 99. I'm going to go down to 90. Okay. So from 100 to 90, because we're thinking in 10s, 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s. That's very important. Everyone needs to be thinking, in tens, hundreds. So I know that 9 times 100 is 900, and that number is too big. So I will not be using 9 times 100, okay? But what I am going to check now is 9 times 90, okay? And 9 times 9 is what? 81. And so I need how many zeros? Just the one, so 810. Beautiful. 810 is just below. It's not more than 840. It's less than. So this is the perfect number that I can use. Okay. So I'm going to use 810 right here. Okay. Then I write 810 right here. Okay. And I know that my 90 goes right here. Okay. And 90 times 9 is 810. That's why I wrote it here. And now I'm going to subtract. Okay. And 6 minus 0 is 6. 4 minus 1 is 3. And of course, 8 minus 8 is 0. So I don't necessarily need to write that. Okay. Now I'm going to transfer my 36 into this box right here. Okay. And 36 divided by 9 is 4. Where did my green go? Here we go. Is 4. And 4 times 9 is 36. 36 minus 36 is 0. But is this my answer? No, it is not. Not quite. I now need to add the expanded form that I have created of this number right here. So I need to add this together. So 9 plus 4 is equal to 94. And once again, if you watched the previous video, the one that says area model division, I may not have done it exactly like this. There are many ways to do this, but I prefer to think in tens, larger numbers, smaller tens. As long as you show me how you broke it down, you can still do it this way. Okay, let's move on to number 3. Actually, I'm going to do a different one this time. If you watched the other video, I did number 3. Once again, you can't hear anything. I did 1 and 3. I'm actually going to do number 4 for this one. Okay, you're welcome. All right, so number 4 right here, let's see. So once again, I'm going to be thinking in tens, okay? So 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, okay? So I like to identify what is what. So starting here, my dividend is 1,512, okay? My divisor, what I'm dividing by, is 21. And I am looking for my quotient. Okay. And we don't have any divisibility rules for the number 21. We don't have any, right? And that's okay. So let's just draw our area model out. I'm going to draw at least 3 boxes here. So just in case I have to extend this out a little bit more, I'll have still have my 3 here. Okay, awesome. And so now I'm going to write my dividend on the inside of this box So 1,512. And my divisor on the outside, 21. Okay? And I'm going to start with 100 again. Okay? So let's start with 100 again. So I did 21 times 100. Well, 21 times 1 is 21. And then I have my 2 zeros. That number is too big, right? It's entirely too big. So let's try something else, okay? I'm going to actually take it down a notch. I'm going to go to, let's see, 21. Actually, I'm just going to do 10. What does that get me? 200, right? 210, right? Because I have 21 times 1, so 21, and one more. That gives me 210. Honestly, I think that may be a little too small, okay? So I am actually going to go in the middle here, okay? So I'm going to do 21 times 50, okay? And 21 times 5, I'll do the math here for you guys. So 21 times 5 equals 105. 1 times 5 is 5. 5 times 2 is 10. So I do 105. And then I have a 10 at the end. Beautiful. At least I'm in the thousands now, right? At least I'm in the thousands. So I will take that. So I'm going to write the product to this one. This is the one that I'm using, that 1,050, and put it right here. Beautiful. And now I am, oh, I'm sorry, I did that wrong. I'm going to write my 1,050 right here. And I am going to write my 50 up here. There we go. Okay. And now I'm going to subtract. Okay. So now I have 2 minus 0 is 2. 4 here. Borrow my 4 from my hundreds place and give me 1 right over here next to my 10. So that's 11, which gives me 6. And 4 minus 0 is 4. Okay. Now I'm going to ask myself, is there a number that I can multiply times 21 and get close to 46? Okay, so I move my 462 over here, so 462. Okay, is there a number that I can multiply 21 by? Well, my first thought is 2, right? Because 21 times 2 is equal to 42. So that means if I do 21 times 20, that would equal 420, right? Beautiful. So I'm going to put my 20 here. And 20 times 21, as I've already figured out, is 420. And so now I just subtract. And 2 minus 0 is 2. 6 minus 2 is 4, which is 42. And now I'll take my 42 and I put that here. And look at there. Look at this. So I have 42. Can I divide 42 by 21? Easily I can, because I actually have that answer right here. 41 divided by 21 is equal to 2, right? So 41 divided by 22 would give me 2 right here. 2 times 41, as we've already talked about, comes out to 42. 42 minus 42 is 0. Lovely. So now I have to just add up my quotient here because it is currently in expanded form. So 50 plus 20 plus 2 equals 72. And so my quotient is 72. Okay? And I also made mention in the previous video that I recorded and did not put any voiceover. I forgot to turn my microphone on. Right down here, you're just writing the division equation. So you are writing like 21 2,136 divided by 12, but from the area model. They have turned this area model on the side. So you got to tell me if this is your divisor or your dividend, if this is your divisor or your dividend, and then tell me what the quotient is based off of the math that they have over here to the side. Okay? So in the previous video, I also said that you guys didn't know the partial quotient strategy yet. You know it now because I've already done the other video. Okay, so go watch the second video and then come back and do 6 through 9 if you don't know how to do a partial quotient strategy. That is just the homework from last night, which is on this sheet here. It's already done. Look at the other video. And make sure you do number 10. And I will see you tomorrow. Your homework is still not due until Friday. So take all the time you need. Don't forget we have the School Not So Spooky event tomorrow evening from 5 to 7. So come out to that. But that's why you don't have any homework tomorrow night. You have time today to get all of this done. Okay, guys, I'm getting out of here. Okay. Have a great rest of your day. See you tomorrow. Bye.